In this section we're going to learn some moves based around an Ochocopter. Looks a bit like this. Like so. Now the term Ochocopter is a combination of Ocho and helicopter. It looks a bit like a helicopter. And Ocho is a term that Gail Francis uses, and I'm quite fond of, for moves where you pull the two hoops together to create an Ocho shape. Ocho is 8 in Spanish. So this is an Ocho, and copter because we're coming above our heads, like so. So I'll show you how to do it. We've already experimented with bringing our hands together from the palms up position like this, bringing our hands together above our heads. Now we're going to look at doing this Ochocopter move where we use a grip change to spin the hoops around above our heads. So I'll show you what that grip change looks like. You're holding the hoops together, and I'm just holding one slightly past the other hoop. Not holding them against each other necessarily, holding one past the other one. I find that easier for these moves. It's going to depend a bit on what hoops you've got. You can try both ways, but I reckon this way is probably the easiest. So we're going to start with one hoop over us like this, then one in front. And we're going to work on this grip change without worrying about keeping the hoops horizontal. So first of all, our palms are facing towards our body, and as we turn it round, I'm going to let go of one hand, turn it round, and put my other hand on with both palms facing away. So with this grip change, I'm not crossing over my arms, and I'm only twisting the hoops round like half a turn, like this. It's not a massive turn at all, see? And both hands face the same way the whole time. So this time, when I pass it like this, palms are facing towards me, and then when I do the grip change here, palms are facing away. And I'm not crossing over my arm, like I'm not reaching around the other arm like this. I'm not doing any sort of mixed grip where my palms are facing different directions. Just keeping it really, really simple. Both palms facing me, both palms facing away. No crossing at all. This, I think, is the simplest grip change to use for this trick, and it allows us to do some more complicated moves based around sort of bringing it around your body and stuff. So, let's look at this movement above our heads more. If I start with my hands out from the sides here, and bring my hands together and hook it into one of my thumbs. And then I'll grab it, and then we can start doing this grip change. Now if you do it while turning, it's easy to keep the hoops spinning outwards like this, spinning out horizontally. If you're not turning, you can find the hoops sort of flop down around you a bit, which doesn't look quite as good. So try and keep turning. You might find while practicing this one you get a bit dizzy, so it's worth learning in both directions, even if it's just so you can not get too dizzy while you're practicing. It's the same grip change, and we're focusing on the fact that hands always do that exchange with them facing the same way, like so. So, play a bit going in and out of it. Palms facing upwards, and I'm doing the pirouette, bring my hands together, put both of them in one hand, and I'll start doing this copter. To come out of this trick, I just need to let go of one of the hoops, and it's going to spin out and jump into my other hand. So if I'm holding it with one hand and I let go, it pops out into my other hand, and I come into this palms up pirouette, which takes us straight to the corkscrew, if we feel so inclined. Also, the corkscrew at the top can take us straight into this Ochocopter. So these moves blend very smoothly into each other, as well as from this long arm horizontal pirouette. So have a play mixing together the Ochocopter, like so, and the corkscrew with both hands. It should all start to feel quite fluid. Now, that's one thing we can do with the Ochocopter. When we feel a bit more confident with it, we can throw it into a few other places. Like, for example, we could just throw a single spin into the top of a corkscrew. It's a little bit harder just to throw one spin out. As you can see, you might end up dropping your hoop. That's fine. Dropping is learning. Right, so there you go, just one spin. Like that. So what I'm doing here is I bring my hands together, we just do one grip change, and then as it comes round I let that other hoop pop off, come back round, like so. So that's quite a fun move, looks a bit different. Other things you can do with it, you can pass it around your body. Now the easiest way to learn this, I think, is doing a one hoop version first. So what we're going to do, put your one hand corkscrew here. I want you to pass it in front of you with both palms facing you, and then I want you to pass it behind your back, and you're going to do the transfer with both palms facing away, like that, so you get this movement. This is like a two-handed corkscrew but with just one hoop. So get comfortable with that, and then we can try it with the two hoops held together in an ocho. Ocho. Looks like this. Now, it's not very easy to do without bending your body forward. I do without bending my body forwards, because it distorts the pattern. But if I lean right forwards with it, it stays horizontal and looks really cool. Again, you're going to find it easier to keep it horizontal if you keep turning and keep up a bit of speed. It's exactly the same thing as we were doing with one hoop, except now there's two hoops in our hand. So I'll show you that again a bit more slowly. Put the two hoops above me horizontally, have my palm facing towards me, grab with my other palm facing towards me. As I let go with my first hand, I lean right forwards and keep rotating this one round. And again do that back pass. So like we were doing before, and then I come up again. And come back to the copter. So it looks great, a bit more challenging than just doing the Ochocopter, and it really does help to lean forwards and keep turning to keep that momentum going on the hoops. Instead of coming down behind our back like that, we can also just bring them onto our body. So again, when it's in my left hand here, well that's if I'm doing this one where I'm leaning to the right with the hoops spinning anti-clockwise, looking down on them from above. If I wait till it's in my left hand, I can bring it down like this. So it's onto my body. I've come into one of the hoops, like so. And again, you need to keep spinning to keep it flat. And then it's the same pass we were doing with one hoop. It's like this hoop is there doing exactly the same move as we were when we were doing it with one, except now there's another one that happens to be going around my body. See, the red hoop's doing exactly the same thing. That pass behind my back and bring it up. So it looks really floppy if I'm doing it standing still like that, but if I turn, it looks like this, bring the hoops down, pass it behind my back, come up. You might find this easier with slightly larger hoops. You certainly find it easier if you keep spinning. So I'll show you that one more time. I'm turning with my left hand, come down, grab it, pull it up. And when I'm pulling the hoops down and up, I've got a slightly loose grip, so the hoops can rotate a bit in my hand, which is what we were doing before when we were stepping into the hoop. When the hoops are coming up, see it just rotates a bit here. Whoosh. Like so, to allow the movement to continue. So, now we've got the Ochocopter above our heads, the Ochocopter with the behind the back pass, and the Ochocopter coming on and up the body. If you do find while you're doing this trick that the hoops flop down like this, there's a way you can get out of it. Like if they plop down on the sides, you try and get out of it smoothly. You can move them down to either shoulder, like this, and from here, I'm taking my arms and I'm bringing them in the hoop, and then grabbing outside, and I'm pushing them behind my back, like this. So they're both behind my back, and then reaching out and in, and locking my hands. So my hands have gone behind me and inside the hoops, and then I can pop them back over. Here I'm leaving the hoops at the elbows like this. You might need to play a bit to find the right position, but then you can just pop them back onto your body, and from here we could do all sorts of things. You could bring it up on your body and come back into one of these two hoop throws if you liked. So I'll show you that again slightly faster. I'm doing my Ochocopter, but it's dive. So I'm in this position, and I reach through, grab, and pop them back on, and then come back out. So that's just a nice little recovery move. I find that quite enjoyable. Another recovery move, slightly sillier. If I find myself in this dead clock, oh no, I can do something a bit more showy, and I can try this one. Might fit into your style, might not. Right, so that's the Ochocopter. Doesn't matter if you didn't get all of those variations. what you want to get is you want to get the basic one here. If you've got that, you want to try to put it into your flow. So again, I want you to stop the video, put on a song, and I want you to try combining all these tricks we've learned now. We're doing all these horizontal pirouettes with these double breaks, spinning it by the head, and now we've added two-handed corkscrew and this Ochocopter. So play around and try to flow using all those moves we've learned. What we're trying to do is we're trying to slowly build up the number of tricks we've got in our flow. So it's very important that you keep stopping the video and trying to work these tricks into the flow. That's the end of this section.